It was A.W. Tozier who said, "The most important thing about you is what comes into your mind when you think of God." Everything in your life is directly influenced by your knowledge of God. The decisions you make, the places to which you go, the associations that you make, what you believe, and how you live is all governed by who you believe God is. Tell me what you believe about God, and I will tell you the direction of your life. Our entire life is being directed and propelled by the knowledge of God. David the psalmist will say, "God knows me intimately." This is the doctrine of the omniscience of God, that God knows everything immediately, perfectly, equally. First of all, God knows everything I am. "Oh Lord, you have searched me and known me." God knows David in his person perfectly. God knows his character. God knows his being. God knows who he is and what he is. And the very fabric and fiber of his soul. And not only is God high and lifted up, but God is also close and near to his people. It is not either or, it is both and. He says, "You have searched me." Joshua and Caleb, when they went into the promised land and searched out and explored, God, it is as though you have searched me out and explored me and have discovered everything about me, and there is nothing that you do not know about me. You have known me intimately, personally, deeply. But not only does God know everything I am, He knows everything I do. He says, "You have known when I sit down and when I rise up." These are two opposites, and it implies in everything in between. You know everything that I do. Further, you know everything I think. You read my mind like an open book. There is no thought within my mind that is hidden from your sight. Others see my actions, but you see with penetrating X-ray vision into the very thoughts that no one else knows. You know everywhere I go. You know everywhere I go, whether I lie down or whether I am active on a path or anything in between in the spectrum of where I would go in life. God, you see it all. You know it all. You have sorted out my activities, the good from the bad, and you see every little detail of wherever it is that I go. You know everything I say, even before there is a word on my tongue. Behold, O Lord, you know it all. You know what I am going to say before I know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say before I say it. That God knows my every conversation. And not only do you know everything I say, you know everything I need. You have enclosed me behind and before and laid your hand upon me. And the idea is that you have laid your hand upon me in order to supply exactly what I need. Notice David's response. Such knowledge is too wonderful. This is beyond me. I don't have a category for this. This is incomprehensible. This is mind-boggling. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is too high. I cannot attain to it. David draws great encouragement from this, and so should you and I today be greatly strengthened by this, because he says in verse 6 that such knowledge is wonderful. God always knows everything about me. What an encouragement this should be to us today. The one who knows you the best loves you the most. And God is always out ahead of you. He knows what is around the corner. He knows what lies in tomorrow. And He knows everything about you where you presently are. Nothing ever catches God by surprise in your life. God is never caught off guard. God never learns anything about your life. God never has a eureka moment. He knows all things in advance. There are no unforeseen events in your life. And God sees the steps you are taking, and God knows the direction that you are going. In addition to that, He knows all of your faults, all of your sin, all of your shortcomings, all of your failures, and He still loves you. God knows you intimately. He not only sees you, He sees into you, He sees through you. And there is nothing hidden from His sight. Therefore, when we confess our sin to God, if we try to cover it up in any way, God will uncover it because He knows what we're trying to cover. But if we will uncover it in confession, God will cover it with His grace. Why would we ever try to hide that which God sees? A.W. Tozer speaks of this knowledge of God and the knowledge of the holy. And he writes, God knows all that can be known. And this He knows instantly and with fullness of perfection. That includes every possible item of knowledge concerning everything that exists or could have existed anywhere in the universe, at any time, in the past, present, future. Because God knows all things perfectly, He knows no thing better than any other thing, but all things equally well. He never discovers anything. He is never surprised. He is never amazed. He never wonders about anything. He never seeks information. He never asks questions in order to learn, and knows that no creature can ever know us like He knows us.